Good afternoon and welcome to game number 14, the game between Cummins Arabia and SuperTech. This is the second last game of the league phase. SuperTech is on fourth position as of now, and Cummins Arabia is on top of the pool. As Asim from Cummins Arabia will toss the coin, and Anshul will do the calling. Let's call. Tails is the call. The ball rolling. Heads it is. Asim, what would you want to do?
We will bowl first.
You all are on top of the charts, a final guaranteed. Are we expecting some experiments today before your knockout game?
So this is the experiment. Like in the first 4 games, we batted first, and this time we want to bowl first and chase, and just to get prepared for the chasing because in the final we might be chasing.
Okay, what sort of a score do you want to put them down to?
I think around 150 maximum. We would like to control them or hold them within 150 to 160 maximum.
Anyway, thank you for your time. And Anshul, more or less a third place guaranteed game. In for some experiments or want to go full throttle into this last league game?
We want to go full throttle on this game. We also want to actually bat first, and we have made a couple of changes. Deepak coming in, and we want to bring in additional spinner into the side, and Petrofac having a batting lineup actually. So we want to, while batting first, we want to, as they said, we want to score close to around 150, 160 because their batting is deep. So yeah, I think our bowling lineup should be sufficient to contain them on that score.
Anyway, thank you for your time and all the best, both the gentlemen, for this last league encounter of theirs as Cummins Arabia win the toss and invite SuperTech to win to take first strike. Game coming up in the next few minutes. We will catch live action. Thank you. Game number 14 between SuperTech and Cummins Arabia. Cummins Arabia captain Asim winning the toss, electing to field first. This is a game both the teams will want to experiment before they go into the knockout game. So all the teams are assured the last game will be a knockout. Few changes for Cummins Arabia as first ball and starts off with a wide. The Oil and Gas Premier League Season 1 being played here at the Eagle Sports Club here on the Dubai Al Ain Road. Ansar Abbasi and Bruno opening the innings. Kaisar Amin is the bowler. Is there a chance? No. Girish, the keeper, doing well to take it behind the stumps.
What's your good name? Nayan. Okay. Just do me a favor. Just message me.
It's another wide outside off stump. Few changes in the side. Notable omission today is Jermaine Fernandez, Manish Deepani. These are the two notable absentees for today's game for Cummins Arabia. As he bowls another wide. So 3 wides in to start off. And 1 legal delivery. As Kaisar now comes from round the wicket. Full toss, plays it towards mid-off, no run there. Ansar not able to capitalize on that one. Would have wanted to do more than that. The man at mid-on alert, there's 2 men outside the circle, a man at long on. Plays this towards covers and sets off for a single. Man at fine leg. Also on the boundary. Eldos is the man at long on. As Bruno takes strike for the first time in the game. Full toss, plays it towards mid-off, completes the single. Score moves on to 5.
अभी ये 2 बॉल उसने वहां से डाला, 3 बॉल यहाँ से डाल रहा है, इसलिए पहले वो राइट में था, उसको लेफ्ट में बुलाया. ठीक है, जाने तो लास्ट बॉल है.
Ansar plays it towards covers and Amit Deshpande, sorry, that was Amit is at covers. A shot covers, unable to control that one. Score moves on to 6. Ansar on 2, Bruno on 1. 3 extras in the innings, all 3 wide. So it's going to be a 9 ball over unless Kaisar bowls another extra delivery. And end of the first over. After those 3 extra balls that he bowled, score moves on to 6. Asif Saeed to bowl over number 2, right arm over the wicket. He too starts off with a wide. Oh, new ball bowling is an art. You need to know how to control the new ball. You just can't come in and bowl the ball. It's going to start wobbling a bit unless you don't control it. this one. Much better line outside off some, just bouncing a bit off the surface. Still that tennis ball bounce that the batsmen have to expect. Ansar plays it towards short covers amid the fielder, but can't stop the single. Score moves on to 8.
नहीं नाना जी ये काफी सामान
Bruno plays it towards
शाम में
short covers.
नहीं अभी कट कर रही है कौन सा
A misfield there, give the single.
शाम को वो मैं डाल दूंगा
Score moves on to 9. Again another wide. So 5 wides already in the 10 runs that they've given. This time gets a chance to open his arms, senses crashing over cover boundary for the first boundary of the game. Short and wide outside the off stump. And all Ansar had to do is just put back to ball and he gets another 4. Score moves on to 14.
उसको सुबह में ही बोला था कि हम
Again another short ball outside off stump and Ansar is now starting to get the measure of it. Another boundary. Score moves on to 18.
मैच नहीं मिला ना आपको
Again, wrong lines being bowled. And he's paid the penalty. Again, this one much better. After the 2 boundaries, comes back with a good ball. So end of 2 overs, 18 for the loss of no wicket. Qasim wants to continue. Ansar batting 11 of 9, Bruno batting 2 of 3. The concern would be those 5 extras that they've given already in the 2 overs. So they've nearly bowled an extra over already. Qasim to Bruno. Sensible thing out there. Just plays it towards short cover, sets up for the single, gives Ansar the strike. Ansar, who's in good flow at the moment, he's already got 2 boundaries on the previous over, got the measure of the wicket. All Bruno has to do is anchor the innings and let Ansar take full toll of the power play. Would be called a no ball. Waiting for the umpire signal. Yes, a no ball being called. So concerns for SuperTech. Will be the man in form who was hit on the elbow.
ठीक है ऐड
As play resumes, 20 for the loss of no wicket. Ansar getting ready for the free hit with no ball. So more problems are coming. Arabia, they're already leaking runs, and this is the 6th extra delivery that have already bowled. Much better line in, dug into the pitch, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 21. Qasim to Bruno. Beautiful shot, plays it towards long on. Eldos again in the picture there. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 22. As Ansar plays it high and handsome over cow corner for the first maximum. So this pace and length is not going to hurt Ansar. He's already scored a couple of boundaries. He gets another maximum. Score moves on to 28. Ball sitting up nicely for him to take full toll of that, and he does that as he comes this time over, long off for another boundary. Score racing along to 32. We're in the third over. One bounce. Qasim coming in for a streak, and he comes as Ansar this time trying to repeat the previous shot. Inner edge onto his pads, goes to short mid wicket for a single. It's the end of 3 overs, 33 for the loss of no wicket. Expensive over coming to a close. He's already raced to 23 of 14, 3 boundaries, 1-6. Bruno 4 of 5. Six extras in the innings so far, 5 wides and 1 no ball. Asif comes in to bowl his second over. Much better line. Again, jamming Ansar for room, but he still squeezes out for a single. And that's not going to be a problem for Cummins Arabia if they do this regularly. Keeping Ansar, give him the single and keep him off strike and try to attack the other batsmen. Try to keep him off strike as much as possible in the power play. He could be quite a dangerous customer to deal with, as plays it in the air. Eldo is coming under it and just misjudging it by a whisker. Allows the batsman to come back for 2. I guess probably put off by the man at mid-off who was tracking back towards long on. Could have been a good catch as Bruno this time slaps this through covers. And he too collects his first boundary. Score moves on to 39. Rather 40. 3.3 overs, 40 for the loss of no wicket. Change in plan. A man at fine leg coming inside the circle. The man at mid-off going out towards long on. Asif bowls to Bruno. Onto the pads. And he just needs to put bat to ball. And another boundary. This racing away to 44. These pictures brought to you by AS Live. Experience the live moments. As problems are plenty for Asim, was trying out a couple of bowlers in the power play, but they have proved expensive so far, as Anshul said that they will be going full throttle in this game. So that's what they've done so far. They've already collected 44 runs and we are still in the fourth over as another underage misses the keeper, racing away towards the third man boundary. So a bit of luck running in favor of SuperTech. Another boundary, and Bruno races to 18 of 9, trying to match up with his partner who's 24 of 15. So a few wides, a drop catch. It's all happening out here at the Eagle Sports Club, where the first season of the Oil and Gas Premier League being played. Bruno plays it down to long on. And a single added to the total. 49 at the end of 4 overs. As the first change comes in, Eldos being brought into the attack in the 5th over. Change in field as we see a man at deep point and a man at long off. Widest slip, a gully covers. Plays it back to the bowler. Eldos fields of his own bowling. No run there. Eldos to Bruno. Plays it towards short covers and a single being added. Score moves on to. So the 50 coming up in the 4.2 overs. Interesting battle now on cards as Eldos will be bowling to Ansar. Players of this caliber will want to win those battles between the battles that they are facing. Just to come up trumps and try to as beautiful ball from Eldos. Kirish keeping stumps in place of Manish today. The first 3 balls have yielded only 1 run. Beautiful ball this time. Short covers, a single being taken. So far a good over. Just 2 runs coming off the first 4 balls. No extra ball being bowled. That is a plus that Cummins Arabia will be looking at, because the conditions are pretty hot out here. We're still at the start of summer, but you will not want to be on the park for a long time. So you got to manage to stop those extra balls being bowled. As Bruno plays this, going down towards long on. Kesa comes round, keeps it down to 2. So last ball of the over coming up. Score moves on to 53. Oh, is it nearly chopped on? A moral victory for the bowler. An inner edge goes down to fine leg. So 8 runs coming off that over. 57 for the loss of no wicket.
Okay.
Bruno now overtaking his partner. He is on 26 of 14, 4 boundaries. Ansar batting 25 of 17. This will be a second change. Ayaz Ahmed comes into bowl for the first time. He's bowling the last over of power play. 57 in 5 overs. So Ayaz to Ansar. Onto the pads, plays it down to short mid-wicket. Asim, the fielder there, the captain. Keeps it down to a single score, moves on to 58. Now, although Cummins Arabia has managed to keep Ansar off strike and limited to singles of the last 2 overs, it's Bruno who's taken over. And he scored 4 boundaries. So keep that scoring rate. Again, as this one on the pads, plays it towards mid-wicket for another boundary. So plan A was to keep Bruno off strike, or it's rather keep Ansar off strike. They've succeeded so far, but plan B was also not in action, as not successful, as Bruno collects another boundary. He moves up to 30 of the 5 boundaries that he scored. Again onto the string, onto the pads. Ball racing away towards the fine leg boundary. And another boundary. So 2 balls, 2 boundaries. He races to 34 of 16. 66 score. We're still in the power play. 5.3. 3 balls more in this power play. And Cummins Arabia dearly would love to see the back of these 2 openers as early as possible before it's too late. In the air, now this time over gully, and the ball racing, and another boundary. So runs on both sides of the wicket, 70 for no loss. Ansar now for the last few balls has just been a mere spectator, and Bruno's taken center stage. $70 for no loss. Short, is that a catch? Just falling short. This was the length that he was supposed to bowl. Surprise him with the one that's shortened a bit onto the rib cage. Last ball of power play, 70 scored, going towards covers and a single to end the power play. 71 for no loss. Probably another box ticked for SuperTech when they go into the knockout game as to who's going to open the innings with Ansar. Your best guys have to take full strike, and this is what they've done so far. 71 for the loss of no wicket at the end of 6 overs. As an expensive over of 14, as we have a look at the bowling analysis so far. Qasim Amin 2 overs 21 runs, no wicket. Asif Saeed 2 overs 28 runs, no wicket. Eldos 1 over 8 runs, no wicket. And Ayaz 1 over 14 runs, no wicket. Considering the carnage that they are, Eldos has had a good over. But Cummins Arabia need somebody to come up with the answers to these two guys who are making merry at the moment. Ansar started off the carnage with he's on 26 of 18, and then Bruno took center stage. He's 39 of 19 with 7 boundaries. Already 10 boundaries and a 6 in the inning so far. As Eldos to start the 7th over of the innings. Bruno on strike, Eldos the bowler. Eldos had nearly got Bruno chopped on in the last over when he had bowled. This time hurrying him onto the back foot, a single being taken, score moves on to 72. Current run rate of 11.68 will get the score to 234. And that should be interesting if SuperTech get to that total. As Eldos bowling to Ansar. Edged and a misfield there. A ball racing away towards the boundary for another 4. So even the miss hits are reaching the boundaries. Misfields happening. Eldos unlucky on this situation. He should have only been gone for a single, the maximum, but onto the pads towards mid-wicket. The man had long on doing the chase, and another couple to the total. So moves on to 78. For the loss of no wicket. This time short and nobody down there at the cover region for another boundary. 82 for the loss of no wicket. SuperTech racing with this total. Cummins Arabia wouldn't have imagined that they would be under the pump right in the first 8 overs of the game. Far too many runs being scored. This another edge, and this one going towards the third man boundary. Keeps it down to a double. So this time a fielder stationed to stop that. Commentary to this. 84 for the loss of no wicket. The 84. Let's have Deepak Odrani here. Deepak, happy with the way the boys have played so far?
So far, so good. I think without a loss of wicket, I think it looks fabulous. And I think a good start by Ansar. And I think let's hope for a 200 plus score.
With Ansar already being amongst the runs, the change in strategy, bringing Bruno on to open the innings, is that what is going to be the strategy going into the knockout game?
I think it's more of a trial. So if you want to go for high scoring, we need somebody on the other end to also start knocking. So a 200 plus score will kind of excite us. So we need to get the runs at least 10 per over. So I think Ansar on one end and the other can also push the score up. So I think so far we are happy with the score. And let's wish all the best for today's win.
All right, all the best for that. And so far, so good for SuperTech, who have been rampant on both the ends, both the batsmen. And let's see what sort of score that they put up. And with the end of 7 overs, 84 for the loss of no wicket. Current run rate of 12 runs an over should get them to 240, as all the bowlers have come in for a stick so far. Ayaz bowling his second over. Another one down leg side. The man at fine leg doing the fielding there. 2 wides added to the total. So another couple added without a ball being bowled. Score races to 86. Cummins Arabia boast of a good medium pace attack. They would miss the services of German Fernandez today. He could have been handy, as he could have as another dot, nearly a dot, but a single being conceded there. So another run added. Score moves on to 87. Bruno on strike. While saying, is that a caught behind? Asking for a caught behind, and yes, it's been given. The umpire taking his time in the end, ruling it in favor of the bowler. So the first wicket down, probably a bottom edge. So 87 for the loss of 1 wicket. The man out, Bruno. He is out for 40 of 21. 7 boundaries, a strike rate of 190.48. Given the start that SuperTech were looking for. Anshul Srivastav comes to the crease. A handy little knock from Bruno. Maybe something that SuperTech can think of coming into the knockout game, and they'll be possibly playing oil serve risers in for the third place game. They can bring Bruno in to open with Ansar. A good piece of bowling by Ayaz this time, holding the length back outside the 5th stump, inviting the drive. Bruno going for it, a faint edge and nestling into Girish's gloves, who makes no mistake. So that is the kind of fielding that they need from their boys to come back into the contest. Seven in 7.2 as Ayaz into bowl to Anshul. Full toss, plays it down to long off for a single. So Anshul off strike. He's off the mark as well with that single. Score moves on to 88. Ayaz has to alter his lines. Nothing. He has to make sure it's not that tennis ball kind of bounce which Ansar feasts on. It has to be straight into the body, not on the leg stump. It has to be within the line, but the moment you err on the leg stump, you are inviting for trouble. So score moves on to 92. Ansar moves on to 43 of 25 balls with 6 boundaries and 1 maximum. Rani said that with the run rate that they're going, they should cross the 200 mark. And they have the arsenal for that. Cummins Arabia has to make sure that they get wickets at regular intervals if they don't want to chase anything about 160, 165. Else they could be chasing a lot more than that. As another wide being called, the intent correct, but execution just going a bit wrong. Outside the off stump, moving it away. Another one, this time wanting to play that one over extra cover, no contact. It's the last ball of the 8th over coming up. It's 93 for the loss of 1 wicket. Extras 9, 8 wides and 1 no ball. Is that another one? Not to be. End of the over. Ayaz now finding his rhythm out there, but the end of the overs. So 8 overs gone, 93 for the loss of 1 wicket as Kishore comes into bowl for the first time. Kishore, one of the 2 centurions in this tournament. Jeevan Gangadharan from Petrofac was the other centurion. Jatin Patel nearly missed out on a century today. He was out for 92. Kishore coming in from the commentary box end. It's a couple of overs more from this end, and we change ends from the Vision Grounds end. Kishore bowling to Anshul. Kane, shortish ball. Anshul missing out on that one. Trying to hit it a bit too hard. Gets onto the inner half of the bat and ball bounces a couple of times and goes into Kishore's hand. This time managed to play towards short covers, but unable to stop that single from being taken. So score moves on to 94. So batting on 43. Plays it high over the man at covers. Another boundary, so width on offer, and Ansar feasts on that sort of deliveries. Cummins Arabia guilty of bowling outside the off stump, where Ansar gets to free his arm. Not sure if they've seen him playing in the last few games. Anything into his rib cage is where he is uncomfortable. Comes down the track, plays it down towards long off. Score moves on to 99. Four balls of the 9th over completed. Beautiful ball. This is where you need to bowl within the stumps. No width whatsoever to the batsmen. They need to make use of they need to create that room for themselves, and in the process could lose their wicket. Kishore has done so far. given away 6 runs of the 5 balls. Barring that boundary, has bowled a good over so far. As Anshul plays this towards short cover again. Amit being kept in play. 7 runs of the over, so 100 for 1 at the end of 9 overs. See another bowling change. Asim, the captain, comes into the center. Last over from the commentary end as Asim comes into bowl. Chance of a catch. Ball going to a short third. Both the fielders in. Anshul, the fielder. He moves on to 4 of 6. Brings Ansar on strike, who's 48 of 28. Another good ball, this time outside the off stump. Ansar trying to muscle this one. The ball not just kicking off the surface, just keeping a bit low. Score remains on 101. So 1 run of the first 3 balls of the over. So no ball being called. Asim overstepping out there, giving batsman a free hit. So Anshul plays it towards mid-off, chance of a run out. Nobody backing there. As another couple of runs being given, so edges, overthrows, extras, everything adds to the agony of Cummins Arabia, who just seem to have lost the plot today. I'm not sure what they need to be expecting. He's on 49, Ansar. As Asim comes into bowl, onto the pads, down leg side, another wide. Score moves on to 107.
Batsman 49 taken.
This picture is brought to you live by AS Live. As Ansar this time plays it towards mid wicket, gets another top couple. So he's got his 50, 51 of 32 balls, 7 boundaries, 1 6. Four balls completed, a couple of balls more, and we come to the end of the 10 overs of the innings. In the air, fielder coming under it, and a well judged catch. Asif, the tall guy, this time making sure he gets his hands and takes a good catch. So end of a good innings by Ansar. He's out for 51 of 33 balls. So the second wicket down, 9.5 overs, 109 for 2. The last man out, Ansar Ahmed out, caught it long on by Asif Saeed off the bowling of Asim Kamar. The All Gas Premier League Season 1. Title sponsors Bluebell Shipping, Sarovel, associate sponsors PFF Valve Fittings, Asco Filtry, Caltros. As Mariappan, the wicketkeeper, comes on strike. He's facing the last ball of the 10th over. Finally, the captain had to roll his arm over to get that prize wicket of Ansar. He comes into bowl the last ball as Mariappan plays it towards point. No run there. So the end of 10 overs, 109 for the loss of 1 wicket, 10.9 current run rate.
आजा भाई जल्दी भाग के सेट करके ओ भाई नहीं आ रहे ओके यार कल की टीम बड़ी स्ट्रांग थी जिसके चाचा ने हार्ट किया ना तो मैं क्या ही बोलूँ यार उसका तो मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि हार्ट के लिए ऐसा बोल रहा था या शायद वो कोई ओडीएन के
Bad Japan, we will have the spotlight on you.
take it take one
Welcome back, 109 for 1. As Kishore comes into bowl to Anshul. If a better ball, plays it towards covers for a single. It's time now that Cummins Arabia puts the brakes on after the carnage that they'd seen in the first 10 overs. They'll want their bowlers to come back strong, bowl in the right channels. He just dabs it towards short fine for a single. As we have the triple Nelson on the board. 1-1-1 for 2. 10.2 overs completed. Anshul on strike. He's partnered by Mariban. Wants to come. Backs away, plays it over the bowler for another boundary. Score moves on to 115. So every bowler coming in for a stick today. Single dimensional attack so far, all medium pacers, no spin so far. As another wide being bowled, so 116. Anshul just moving around in the crease, and Kishore trying to keep the ball away from his arc. Bowls a wide, so another wide. 116. As another dot ball. Score more than 116. Within the 11th over. This one a better ball onto the pads, jamming it. 1 run given, coming back for the second. Beautiful running. Just playing it with the right. Just playing with the right intent out there, keeping it away from the fielder, and so that they can come back for the double. As we see a young spectator coming into the complex. What's your name?
Dipani.
What's your name again?
Ayan Dipani.
Ayan Dipani. Do you go to school?
Huh?
It is not supposed to be bitten. You can have your chips. Don't bite it. Anyway, there's much fun out here as we see families coming in to trying to soak in the environment. End of the over. It's 3:47 local time here. 118 for 2 at the end of 11 overs, as Ayan is quite perplexed out here. Not sure what is happening around him, but he's happy to see himself. Ayan, you play cricket?
I play cricket.
What do you like, batting or bowling?
Bowling.
Bowling. Who's your favorite cricketer?
Manish Dipani.
Manish Dipani is his favorite cricketer. His dad, that's what happens. Young boys have their dads as their idol. As Asim Kamar. As Cummins Arabia having to experiment before going into the all-important final. In the air, towards short fine leg, and a very good catch. So the third wicket down. Anshul, the man out, caught it short fine. As we quickly have Manish Dipani with us. Manish, welcome. An update why you're not playing today's game?
Actually, I was little muscle sprain in my right leg. Last match I had a little injury, but I recovered well. But we are giving chance to all the players. This is our league match, last league match, and we are already in the final. So we have to give chance to all players.
Surprised with the way SuperTech has come on today. They scored 109 in the first 10 overs. Ansar started off well, and then Bruno came in and took over. A few wides being bowled, a few miss hits, everything going SuperTech's way.
I think they are a very good team, and I think this is a due match for them to show up their talent. They are unlucky. They are not in the finals, but they are good batters, I believe. And for us, we started with our secondary lineup. We not started with our original main pace attack. So this time we challenge ourselves. We won the toss and we gone for chasing. And in the beginning, we not given go with our main bowlers. We gone with our second lineup. We started with that, and they batted very well.
Anyway, thank you for your time and all the best. As Ayan, we see you upstairs on camera there. Say hello.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you, Ayan. Thank you. You want to say something? Say, Papa, I love you.
I love you, Papa.
All right, back to action as the number 5 batsman comes into the strike. Manish Dipani there with his young son. Ayan, who's just beginning his journey here on the cricket field. As Samlai comes into the attack. Run you through with the wicket of Anshul. He was top edge, a short fine leg caught by Kishore off the bowling of Asim. So the captain getting 2 wickets for his side, trying to bring them back into the contest. Runs been given away now. 3 wickets is what will inspire Cummins Arabia going into their last league game when they come back to bat and try to chase down the score. Down leg side. Mariappan trying to send this over fine leg. No contact whatsoever. Yes, awesome. Taking strike. Sorry, he's bowling too. That's a much better ball. Foolish length. Again, playing it with that much degree of force that they force the second run easily. And another couple of runs added to the total. Score moves on to 122 for 3. It's the last ball of the over coming up. Trying to cut this one. Is that an edge? Nearly an edge, but not to be. So Mariappan still in the center. Samlai facing Kishore. Is that an LBW? Not to be. Inner edge onto short fine leg. 1 run there. Ali the fielder. Kishore into Mariappan. And a simple cotton ball. The slowest of cotton ball for a medium pacer. So the 4th wicket down. So Cummins Arabia now bring on their premier bowlers back into action and making sure that they get the 4th wicket. Mariappan out for 3 of 5. As we see Deepak Odhrani coming to the center. Anshul, Anshul, Anshul. Deepak Odhrani, one of the owners of the SuperTech team, is happy to be amongst, and he's be followed by his brother Jitu Odhrani, who is also a keen cricketer. Deepak facing the first ball, playing it down to short covers, no run there, yet to get off the mark. So 4 wickets down, men out, Bruno, Ansar, Anshul, and then Mariappan to follow. There's a lot of cricketing action happening here in this part of the world before the summer sets in. 123 for 4. That's Kishore. Again, plays it, Deepak playing it back to the bowler. 12.3 overs completed. So since the resumption of the break, 2.3 overs have been bowled. 15 runs have been taken off the 15 balls, but lost 2 wickets in the bargain. So that's put some breaks onto the innings. So another couple of runs. He is off the mark. Wide being bowled, trying to entice Deepak to go over point. He's got a man there on the 30-yard at point. Amit Deshpande there, but Deepak too smart enough to chase that one, lets that go and collects a wide for his team. This time plays it with an open face, ball racing towards the third man boundary, and he gets his first boundary. Amit Deshpande giving the chase, but not good enough as the ball races to the boundary. Score moves on to 131 for 4. Deepak batting 6 of 4, Semlai batting 2 of 3. His partnership 8 of 4 balls. Sorry, it's Mohammad Mubashir who is the bowler. I assume that it was Kishore, but Mubashir is the one who's coming to bowl the 13th over of the innings. Onto the pads, down leg side. Very difficult to get those LBWs. It's the end of the over, 132 for 4 at the end of 13 overs. Leg by given of the last ball, so 6 of 5. Amit Deshpande coming into bowl for the first time in this game. .32 for 4. Deshpande chance towards short covers. Asim there keeping it down to a single, so one more run added. Score moves on to 133. Amit bowling to a beautiful ball on the off stump, just holding its line. So 1 run of the over so far, 2 balls bowled. As he plays a single towards short cover again, so another run added to the total. Score moves on to 134. Deepak on strike. He's batting 7 of 6 as Amit bowls to him. Plays it towards deep mid wicket. Couple of bounces. The fielder there doing the fielding, keeping it down to a single. So good fielding there. Pulling this one from outside the off stump, trying to send this ball towards the mid wicket boundary, but protection there keeps it down to a single. 135 for 4. 13.4 overs completed. As another one plays it down towards deep backward square leg. The fielder there doing the fielding, boots it inside, keeps it into play. So 2 runs added to the total. Score moves on to 137. Yes. End of the over, 14 overs completed, 137 for 4. This partnership was 14 of 10 balls. Mopashi to continue. A good over by Amit. He's only just gone for 5 runs. This is what they require right now. The wickets will be handy, but keeping the flow of runs as low as possible in the last 6 overs is what they'll do. As this one, an edge found, sent to a third man for a short third man for a single. Score was on 138. In the air, over mid-off for a single. The man at long off coming into the circle, keeping it down to a single. So score moves on to 139. 6 runs and over. Get them to around the 170. They will need anything more than 180 plus. Cummins Arabia boasts of a good batting attack. They have good. Sam plays it towards the square leg boundary. The fielder there coming round, keeping it down to 2. 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 141. This time comes on the track, sends it towards extra cover. Fielder giving the chase, keeps it inside the field of play. For a boundary check, the fielder says it's within play, so 2 more runs. Score was 143. This time over mid wicket, and another couple, rather single only. The ball going high in the air but not reaching the fence, so 1 run added to the total. Score moves on to 145. Deepak now 14 of 11. He's kept the bow scoreboard taking a beautiful little partnership between these two, coming up 21 of 16. This time high in the air, over fine leg. The man behind square being made to run a lot. He's already done it 3 times in the over. So couple of runs more, 146 in 15, current run rate of 9.73 should get them to 195. At one stage 220, 225 looked possible, but now they will want to keep it under 185. This tournament being played at the Eagle Sports Club. Title sponsors Bluebell Shipping, Sorwell. Associate sponsors PFF Valve Fittings, Asco Filtry, Caltros. This is the penultimate league game of the tournament as Deepak tries to again this time back away and access the cover region. Nitesh Pandey just keeping it slightly outside the off stump. No chance of the batsman making contact, else an edge also could go into the keeper's gloves as Deepak this time plays it to a short mid-wicket for a single. Again on middle and leg, plays it slightly cross-batted. Score moves on to 147. Semlai plays it to a short mid-wicket, 1 run, another added to the total. Score moves on to 148. Rather 147. Quick bit of thinking by the bowler, slowing the ball up. Deepak early into the shot, hits his pads, goes towards the keeper. Semlai wanted a single, but both the batsmen decide against it. So a good dot ball. They need many more dot balls if they want to chase a total somewhere between 175 and 185. As Deepak plays this in the air towards mid-on, 1 run completed. Score moves on to 148. 15.4 overs completed. This time plays it towards long off for a single. 1 more run added to the total. So the 150 coming up in 16 overs. So a good bit of comeback by Cummins Arabia out here. Not allowing too many runs after the initial carnage that they were put under. 109 was scored in the first 9 overs, 10 overs rather. Another 6 overs have cost only 41 runs. So that's a bit of a redemption for Cummins Arabia. Last 4 overs of the innings as Sam Babu comes into bowl. He's bowling to Semlai. Edge found, but 1 lob to the keeper, so no. .150 for the loss of 4 wickets as Sam. Another good ball. Semlai playing quite early on the ball. The ball's not that fast as he is expecting. hurrying himself onto the shot. Deepak having a word with him, just telling him to calm down and read the situation and play according to it. 150 for 4. Sam under edge plays it down to short third, now gets a single, so 3 balls, 1 run, score moves on to 151. In the air towards long off, the fielder coming under it, 1 lob, Eldos, the fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 152. So good over so far. Again, 2 runs coming on the first 4 balls, so pressure back on the batsman to try to score a boundary in the next 2 balls of the over. Down the leg side, is that a wide? It's called a leg by, going onto the legs of the batsman. Lucky for him, the man at shot fine had not much work to do. Ali, he does the fielding, just keeps it down to a single. So 3 runs coming off the over so far with a ball to spare. End of the over, so a good over coming to a close. 3 runs coming off it. .153, current run rate of 9 will get them to 180. Now this is what they were looking for. Semlai on strike. As Barani Narasimhan pulls the first ball. So no ball being bowled. Plays it down towards deep mid wicket, so just 1 run of the free hit. They have, Cummins Arabia have tried to keep a lid on the scoring in the second half. They will not want to give away those free balls and free runs. And this time a full toss, Semlai misses this and he's being bowled. As the new man in is Jitendra Odhrani, replacing Semlai, partnering, coming down in the middle to partner his elder brother. As we speak to Ali. Fadi. Fahad. ले पाएगा ये बाजू? यहाँ पे ले पाएगा? आजा आजा हाय आजा आजा शॉर्ट इंटरव्यू भी कैमरा आप है ऊपर है आजा फेस से as at the end of the over okay he's there. As we speak to Ali from Cummins. Ali, happy to be on the ground?
Yeah.
What's the feeling like first game coming into this tournament, having a feel of the grass and the conditions?
Yeah, you know that we already qualified for the finals. So today we are just trying to give our best and setting the tone for the finals. And you know that the outfield is good today. Bit windy, but it's good.
What is the expectation from the management for you coming into this game? What is it going to bat up soon when you come into bat, or are you going to come in late into the order?
Yeah, I'm going to be playing in the middle order. So down the line, actually we are just trying to have the tone set for the final. So we are going to be sending the key players, hard hitters in the beginning for the open.
Anyway, thank you for your time and all the best for the tournament and the finals coming up. That's the center as Barani. He's got a wicket and he bowled a wide, a dot ball and a wide after that. So keeping Deepak on strike now. Shot ball. Is that another no ball? Yes, another no ball. A couple of bounces before the popping crease. So
आपका बीच में इनिंग ब्रेक में या मैच ब्रेक में या 10 ओवर ब्रेक में ऐसे किसी को पकड़ो तो टाइम रहता अपने को वहाँ करो यहाँ करने में क्या हो रहा है मालूम बहुत बेकार व्यू आता है मुझे लगता है आपके सर पे बैठा हुआ है
अच्छा ठीक है another single added to the total score moves on to 161 17.4 overs completed a few no balls being bowled in this over and a couple of extras it's already a long over full toss and this time a no ball for height wait for the umpire's signal yes it is so another run it's already a 9-ball over still another couple of overs to go, a couple of balls to go in the over and a couple of overs to follow after this. Again, the no ball not being utilized and a single being scored of it, not much utilization as another run being scored. So 11 runs coming off this over, 1 wicket taken, last ball of that over coming up. Ten balls bowled. Is that a no ball? The umpire says no. This ball was dipping down. A call of no ball from the dugout, but not to be. 164 for 5 at the end of 18 overs. A long over of 11 balls comes to a close. You can see who is bowling the 19th over. As Amit comes in to bowl the 19th over. Good slow ball, but a wide. So another extra. If you have a look at the extras of the innings so far, 23 extras, 14 wide, 7 no balls. 2 leg byes, constituting the 23 runs. This time jammed it out towards short covers. Managed short covers quite late. Chance of a second run and completed easily. Both the batsmen quite understandably brothers, so they just a quick glance at each other and they complete the second. So score moves on to 167. This time onto the legs to Barani, who fields it at short fine. So 1 run added. Score moves on to 168. Deepak batting 23 of 24. Jitendra batting 2 of 3. Partnership already 12 of 9 balls. As Amit bowls a good bit of ball under the bat. Playing a bit too early on this. Slowish ball, plays it towards long on for a single, lofted shot. Not much of power for it to clear the ropes, so 1 bounce towards the long on. So a single added, score moves on to 169, remaining 8 balls of the over as another wide being bowled. So with the 8 balls, remain 24 extras. an economical spell so far. 2.5 overs, 15 runs. Rather 2.4 overs, 15 runs. So he'll want to finish. This time in the air, overshot mid-wicket. The man at deep mid-wicket coming in. Can't stop the second. So 2 more runs. Score moves on to 172. Current run rate will get them to 183. Playing at the Playfit Sports Grounds. Now the beautiful ball into the block hole. But another double being scored. Lot of open spaces. 3 overs, 19 runs, no wicket. An economical spell considering at what rate that they were going in the first 10 overs. Sam Babu coming to bowl the 20th over. So Eldos is not going to complete his overs. He's just bowled 2 overs for 21. Okay, so all the premium bowlers who had started the bowling for Cummins Arabia not having a chance to come back and bowl their second spell, as 10 bowlers being used in this innings. Sam Babu coming to bowl the last over. He's bowling to Jitendra. Partnership worth. The wide being called. Partnership worth 19 of 13 balls. Asking for an LBW, but down leg side, so a leg bye being called. Doesn't matter how those runs comes. This is the last over, so they will try to get on every. Umpire changes, reverses decision, called a leg bye first and then called it a run off the bat. Doesn't matter as long as they get those runs. As Deepak this time plays it over long on for another couple. Using all his force, score moves on to 178. Wide down leg side, so another extra, so 25 extras in the innings so far. 26 extras. Sam plays it high in the air, chance of a catch for the man at mid-on. Not to be, so another couple of runs added. The man from mid-wicket running fast, trying to come under the catch, but not to be. So 181 on the board with the last 3 balls of the innings. Towards mid-wicket, 1 run added to the total. 182. So well made, 31 of 28 by Deepak. Well supported by Semlai and then Jitendra Udrani. As this one, back foot punch towards the extra cover boundary. And a single being added. Deepak just walking across. Must have been tired, hoping for the ball to cross the boundary, not to be. So he's got to face the last ball, 183 for 5. That's the last ball of the innings coming up. Batsman coming down the track and being called for a no ball. Not sure if that was the right call, as the last ball is a free hit, 184. Going to his third man. A single to end the innings. 185 for 5 is what they end with. 33 of 31 for Deepak. As a good total on board. We have Amit Deshpande back with us again. Amit, 185, you must be happy. At the end of 10 overs, you had given away 109 runs, so happy to come back and bowl those crucial overs?
Absolutely. I think our target was to contain them around 160. We gave a little bit extra runs in the first 10 overs, but I think in the latter half, we were able to take some wickets. I think it's a decent score that we can chase.
And your own personal performance, happy to roll your arm over. You were bowling pretty well, barring a couple of wides. I mean, you're getting your mojo back just before the all-important finals.
Absolutely. I've been bowling after a long while, so I'm quite happy with my own performance.
And against Deepak Odrani, of course, y'all are senior managers. Is that some kind of a personal challenge that you take when you're bowling to an opponent of such caliber?
Yeah, I mean, it was more of fun. We challenge each other. So let's have some game. We always meet outside, so let's meet this time on the ground as well. So it was good fun.
Anyway, thank you for your time, and all the best to chase down this 186 and the finals coming up. 186 is what Cummins Arabia need to win their last league game. We'll come back soon. Catching your breath? Come. What's your name? Amine, how are you? What's your name? Anaya. Amine, how are you? Welcome back. We have Naushad from SuperTech with his family, Amreen, Zain, and Anaya. Anaya, welcome to the show. How are you?
Fine.
And Zain, how are you?
Fine.
Amreen, disappointed Naushad didn't get a chance to bat in this.
I am, but still I'm happy that they scored well and they really played well, especially the first two players. I saw their match, they played really well. I hope next time he gets a chance to play.
Expectations from him when he comes onto the field.
I want to see him playing and enjoying the game and scoring well and making his team win. And yeah, I need that encouragement and a chance, but luckily he don't get this chance anytime.
Naushad, what have you told them? What are your expertise when you tell them at home? What are you good at? And do you believe, yes, you have those
I
expertise?
will say she is good in all, and she always encourage whenever we go for play, whenever we go out. She always support us. So I have a good partner for me for my life.
On your life, but on the cricket field, you want to come back and show your.
100%. My kid is also very sporty, so he's also encouraged me. He's very excited to see me playing on the ground. So unfortunately today I not played. Maybe next match.
And Zen, who's a better batsman? Are you a better batsman or your dad is a better batsman?
My dad.
Dad is. And what do you like to do? You like to bowl or you like to bat?
Bat.
You like to bat. Anaya, what is your favorite sport?
Bat.
You like to bat. And who's the bully at home? Are you the bully at home or he's the bully at home? Who's more dominant? You're dominant or he's dominant?
Of course she is.
Yes, she is, and the little girl is dominant. Anyway, thank you for your time, Amreen, and all the best, Naushad. Thank you to a superb family who comes forward and enjoys the game on the park. We'll see live action in the next 4 moments. Thank you very much. Thank you.
आना ही नहीं इवनिंग इम्पोर्टेंट है कल भी तो वो है ना कल भी तो नहीं जा इसमें क्या टीम आ गई तो टॉस एंड गो जतिन को बुलाया है नेक्स्ट वीक श्योर है ना गया था 100% मैं दूसरा वो कर दूँ ना दूसरे को 18 को आ रहा है 18 को मैं फाइनल सब कुछ फाइनल 18 को कर 3 मैच रहेगा तो ना वो दिन तो फिर थर्ड फोर्थ एंड फर्स्ट सेकंड हाँ बस उसमें मैच के बीच में गैप बिकॉज दोपहर को नहीं खेल पाएंगे मैं तुझे पहले ही बोला कि तो हम सोच रहा हूँ मैं 3:30 मतलब 4 o'clock स्टार्ट फॉर थर्ड प्लेस 7:30 खत्म हो जाएगा 7:30 को फाइनल तो फिर तो 7 o'clock सोच रहा हूँ टीम से बात करूँगा 7-8 तो दिन स्लॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ कर दूँगा 8-11 का हो जाएगा 8 से 11:30 फिर 4 बजे दूसरा बताता हूँ सबको मुझे इनसे बात करना है जेसिस तो मान जाएगा डीएनओ को भी मैं कन्विंस करूँगा 8 बजे Not about us. We will let you play. You will find it difficult. Better you finish and you have to win.
चलो मैं आता हूँ
तो 300 मार देंगे जैसे स्टार्ट हुआ
ना वो तो ये एंड से ही बनते हैं रन इस एंड से ज़्यादा बनते हैं
वो ओपनर ही मेन है
हाँ वही वो एंड से पकड़ लेते थे ना दूसरा विकेट ले लेते थे तो 140 चेस कर रहे होते ये इतना लंबा नहीं होता Anshul to open the attack. Welcome back as Cummins Arabia chasing 186 to win their last league game. 185 for 5 as Kishore on strike. Ayaz is his partner. Anshul bowling. Kishore's a good shot. No run. Crisp shot towards mid-off. One bounce. Semlai doing well to put his body behind the ball, holding it onto it, not allowing that single. But the shot should give Kishore a confidence. He's already got a century in the last game, so he'll be high on confidence. He needs to carry that into the game. Down leg side. Bruno quite excited. A long on, a leg by being called. So first runs on the board. As on strike. One for no loss, 0.2 overs, requiring another 185 of 118 balls. Ayaz plays it towards short mid wicket for a single. He is off the mark. Score moves on to 2. Requiring 9.30 at the start of the innings. Sorry, up to 9.41 in the 3 balls. So they need this one. A sloopy delivery. Kishore surprised, dipping onto him before he could get bat on ball. The ball getting into Mariappan's gloves. In the air, the man at mid-off coming down. A missed opportunity. So 2 runs, running hard, coming under the ball, but just grassing it. Let's see how costly this could be. Semlai doing well until the point he could get to the ball. So the ploy nearly working. Anshul bowling it outside the off stump, inviting the drive. Kishore going hard on it. More better off if he plays down the ground than in the air. Again in the air, this time going to his third man. One drop, again another chance. Oh, 2 balls on the trot and could have got Kishore on both the occasions. 5 for the loss of no wicket. As first over comes to a closure, 5 for the loss of no wicket. Kishore batting 3. Ayaz batting 1 of 1 and an extra. Bruno comes into bowl the second over of the innings. Bruno had a wonderful match so far. He scored 40 of 21 balls, given the opportunity to open the innings with Ansar. Both of them put on 87 in 7.2, and Bruno was caught behind, so same expectancy is from the Cummins Arabia boys as Bruno comes into bowl. On middle and off, curling in, cramping Kishore for room. He just gets a single of that, so score moves on to 6. This time through the covers, Ayaz gets that length and the width that he was looking for. Just wanting to pay back in the same coin that they had to endure when they were fielding. This is the first of them. They would want some more of these. The score moves on to 10. Bruno down the leg side, ball going towards the fine leg boundary, and a boundary waiting for it. It's 5 wides. Bruno trying to correct from the previous ball, had bowled it outside off stump, this time trying to bowl it into the pads. Bowls it down the leg side, so 5 more runs added to the total. Score races to 15. Loss of no wicket. Now this is what it could do. 1 ball, you get a sweet shot, and then the bowler starts trying to do different things. Need to keeps his head steady, and again onto the pads. 1 run added. Lucky for him that the man at square leg was there to stop that one. Kishore facing Bruno. Over mid-wicket for a boundary. Now score moves on to 20. Change in field. A man at deep mid-wicket being sent out. From short mid-wicket, the man at fine leg being brought in. So the field's being changed as and when the ball is going in that direction. Not a good sign. The bowler has to settle himself. He needs to understand what he needs to do. You are going to be sent for the odd boundary, but it's when you start in like this one where he brings the ball in a long way in, cramping the batsman for room. Good comeback. Score moves on to 21 after 1.5. 16 runs coming off that over so far. Bruno onto the pads, plays it towards mid-wicket. Another run added to the total. So at the end of 2 overs, 22 for the loss of no wickets. An expensive over coming to an end. 17 runs coming off that over. So the good work being done by Anshul being undone so far by Bruno. Anshul got to make sure he's keeping his head calm. He's leading a side. He's bowled a good over, a couple of chances going off his over, and then Bruno bowling a rather expensive over. These are testing times for a captain. As Anshul comes into bowl. Oil and Gas Premier League Season 1 penultimate game is Ayaz being cleaned up there, trying to maneuver this ball, misses the line and loses his stump. So the first casualty for Cummins Arabia, 22 for the loss of 1 wicket. The man out. Ayaz Ahmed, he's out for 8 of 7 with 1 boundary. Needing another 164 of 107 balls at the required run rate of 9.20. Quite a blazing start in the first 2 overs. We're in the power play with 7 fielders inside the circle, only 2 men allowed outside. Captain strikes through the middle, delaying the proceedings with a late entry. Asim Kamar, skipper to skipper. We've seen this a few occasions in this tournament where Asim comes into strike. Anshul, the bowler, plays it down towards short point, takes off for a quick single. Score moves on to 23. Three for 1. Kishore on strike. He's batting 9 of 8. Again, lovely bit of bowling outside the off stump. Kishore is just backing away a bit, so that makes it all the more harder if the ball is bowled slightly outside the off stump. You don't get it on the sweet spot, you get it either on the lower end or the toe end of the bat. Be happy if it goes off the toe end of the bat to his third man, else if it plays over the lower end of the bat, could fall into covers where Ansar is waiting. Over covers this time, the width that he was looking for. A few bounces into the boundary, score moves on to 27. As Anshul on to the bat, and this one's bowled through to Word. Kishore being foxed by one, expecting the one to again be bowled outside the off stump. Anshul changes his line this time, keeps it onto the stumps. And a good piece of advice coming in handy. Kishore playing all across that one and losing his off stump. So problems for Cummins Arabia. They're losing the second wicket within the third over. The skipper doing the damage, getting both the wickets. He first got Ayaz at the first ball of the over and then followed it up with Kishore, who's out only after making 13 runs as Mohammad Mubashir comes to the crease. It's out for 13 of 11 with two boundaries. Again, Anshul making use of the slight swinging conditions that is on offer, with the ball being new, making the ball talk. Needs somebody to have a big innings out here. Anshul bowling to Mohammad Mubashir. Wrapped onto the pass, probably going down leg side. Bruno quite excited at long on, wanting every LBW decision to go his way. So the end of 3 overs, 27 for 2. His current run rate of 9, required run rate 9.35. Not much of difference between the required run rate and the run rate that they've scored, but the important thing is that they've lost 2 wickets within the first 3 overs of the innings. As Bruno comes into bowl to Asim. Again onto the pads, being down the leg side, called a wide. Score moves on to 28. Scored 28 for the loss of 2 wickets. Again down leg side. Keeper fumbling out there, Mariappan, but still no extra run being taken. As the umpire wants the fielder at short fine to make sure he's not rolling the ball and keeping it up. It's a no-brainer. When you're on the field, you need to keep the ball as shiny as possible. Another wide, not controlling himself. Third wide of the over. Score moves on to 30. 8 extras in the innings. 7 wides, rather 9 extras in the innings. 8 wides and 1 leg by. Losing his shape. Another wide. So 4th wide continuous. Keeping these will keep his men on the field that much longer. As he comes round the wicket, Bruno not happy with himself. Will change his line. Coming from down the wicket. Plays it, Mubashir plays it down to, that was Asim who played that ball, he scores another single, so he moves on 2 of 2. As Bruno now comes over the wicket, bowling to Mohammad Mubashir. Again, width on offer, playing it over the man at point. 1 completed, coming back for the second. Good throw, 1 bounce right into the keeper's gloves next to the stump. It's what these guys will be looking at. Will help them effect a run out if possible. As Bruno plays it down the ground, Semlai doing the fielding, good bit of fielding there, keeps it down to a single. The energy levels quite high with the SuperTech boys, throwing themselves around and stopping those balls from crossing them. The ball being new, these could race away to the boundary, but not to be. Score moves on to 35. Set another wide, a good ball, error in judgment by Asim, hoping that this one was going outside the tram lines, not to be, so a legal delivery being deemed out there. Score remains on 35. 3.4 overs completed. A couple of balls more to complete the 4th over. Again, this time, the moment you pitch outside the off stump and you give width on this side of the wicket, the batsmen have scored runs. Score moves on to 39. So field change being prompted. Ansar from covers being sent over to the extra cover boundary. The man at mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, is being brought inside. Last ball of the over coming up. Error in judgment. He was premeditated that shot towards mid wicket, but The line was not the one where he could play that shot, so he had to, in the end, stop himself. So score remains on 39. 4 overs, 39 for the loss of 2 wickets. Bruno, 2 overs, 29 runs compared to Anshul Srivastava, who's just given away 9 runs and taken 2 wickets in the 2 overs that he's bowled. बोलो 22 मिनट में 4 ओवर किए खाली नहीं 24 मिनट में 38 240 6 मिनट का एक ओवर कर रहे हो down leg side, a wide being called. Score moves on to 40. Anshul coming into bowl. 40 for the loss of 2 wickets. Down the ground, chance of a catch. Anshul going low onto his haunches but not able to hold on to that. Score 41 for the loss of 2 wickets. 4.1 overs, current run rate 9.84. Required 9.16. So the run rate is not an issue. It's who is going to steady the ship when you got as another one down leg side and another wide being called. Eleven extras in the inning so far. SuperTech Kumar batting 6 of 5. Jamming it out towards short covers. Jeetu the fielder there, but a single being taken. Score moves on to 43. Plays it down towards long on. Bruno the fielder, one bounce. Good bit of fielding there. Score moves on to 44. So it's the batsman and the bowler having a bit of a chat. It's good things that they communicate with each other, keeping it light-hearted. This is a family event on the corporal lines, but as another wide being bowled, not sure if Anshul's bowling the right line out here. He bowled 2 good overs up front. Probably a third over was not warranted given the conditions. He decided to continue. It's probably as if they have a set plan that the first 6 overs will be bowled by the first 2 bowlers of the team. He's a bit tired and now erring in line. He's already bowled 3 wides in the over so far. So it is going to be a 9-ball over minimum, barring if he bowls any more wides as he bowls another one. Down leg side. Lots of things happening, asking for an LBW. Confusion between the batsmen. Misfield, but in the end, a dot ball being considered and no run added. Score 45 for 2, 4.3 overs. Let's have a look at the batting card. Kishore out 13 of 11 balls with 2 boundaries. Ayaz out 7 of 5 with 1 boundary. Asim Kamar batting 7 of 7 with 1 boundary. Mohammad Mubashir batting 5 of 5, no boundaries. 13 extras, 12 wides and 1 leg by in the inning so far. As Asim plays it down towards long on for a single. Bruno doing the fielding there. Quick bit of hands, 1 bounce to the bowler. Score moves on to 46. Again, forcing the batsman to play a false stroke, but a single being given out there. Score moves on to 47. End of 5 overs, 47 for the loss of no wicket. Current run rate 9.40 and required 9.27. It gets interesting from here on once the power play is completed. So we have the first change. Shobraj, a bowler, is bowling to Mubashir. Bruno for an expensive 2 overs, given away 29 runs, has been taken off the attack, and quite rightly so. This one on the pads, being sent down to fine leg. And the ball races the wind, goes towards the boundary. So the 50 coming up in 5.2 overs. SuperTech had scored 50 in their 5th over as well. So going neck and neck at this point. The only factor being that SuperTech had not lost a wicket and Cummins Arabia have lost 2 wickets. Again onto the pads, luckily this time just the trickle down to short fine. The man standing there, keeping it down to a single. So score moves on to 52. Asim plays it towards point. G to the fielder there. Can't stop the single. Misfield there by the keeper, but still no more runs added. Score moves on to 53. Foolish ball, plays it towards short mid wicket, chance of a run out. Good bit of fielding. Score moves on to 54. Shobraj, the bowler, so far has given away 7 runs of the 5 balls he's bowled. Still an economical over. This time width on offer again. And Asim helping himself to a boundary. So a good over so far. We've given away 7 runs with 5 balls. A boundary conceded. So 11 comes off that over. Score moves on to 58 at the end of power play.
बाहर से एक्सपोर्ट करा यहीं से पैकिंग अच्छा दिया है
As we compare the power plays, SuperTech had scored 50 runs in 4.2 and taken 5.2. Then Jitendra Odrani comes into bowl. SuperTech had scored the first 100 of 9 overs. So the 6 overs 58. It's not a concern for as he down leg side, another waiting for the umpire signal and another wide. So this innings is getting lengthier by every ball that is being bowled. 14 extras already. This is Mubashir on strike. He is on 12 of 10 and Qasim Kamar 13 of 10. 59-9. Short ball, plays it towards deep mid wicket for a boundary. Slow in nature and short. Mubashir turns around towards the mid wicket region for a boundary. Score moves on to 63. Edge being dropped, going towards the third man boundary. The fielders doing the fielding there. 1 run added. Jitendra might consider himself unlucky. It was a good ball, enticed the drive. And Mariappan there not able to hold on to that. So a reprieve for the batsman. Score moves on to 64. Asim Kamar on strike. He's facing Jitendra. Again onto the pads, plays it towards long leg. 1 run completed, wanting the second, not to be. They need to identify fielders where they can collect those extra runs. Score moves on to 65. Plays it towards short covers. 1 run there. Chance of a run out. Not to be. Asim not interested in a single. Mubashir had taken off for the single. So score remains on 65. 6.4 overs completed. High in the air, chance of a catch. Bruno drops this one and a boundary. Oh, second time Jitendra has been denied a wicket. As we look at the replay, Bruno coming onto the ball and this time grassing it and letting the ball go through the boundary. So it is getting worse for him on the field. He had a good day while batting, but 29 runs of the 2 overs that he's bowled and also conceding a boundary by dropping a catch. So It's the last ball of the over yet to be bowled. These pictures brought to you by AS Live. Experience the live moments. And at the moment, another one down leg side, onto the pads, going towards fine leg. And at the moment, Bruno will be feeling like an ostrich who wants to bury his head in the sand. Not only has he dropped a catch, but he's let the ball go through towards the boundary. 7 overs, 70 for the loss of 2 wickets. Harry, 40 minutes, 7 overs only. 40 मिनट में 7 ओवर के मजाक चल रहा है क्या इधर? Bruno, we got that live, huh?
Your catch. No,
70,
catch, we have catch. Your catch.
Ansar coming into bowl for the first time in the game. As Simla is being sent 5 paces just inside there as he is. Yeah. Not a keeper. And this time, Mubashir playing down the wrong line. He was lucky the last ball. And this time loses his wicket. He's out for 21 of 17 with 3 boundaries. He was dropped by Bruno off the bowling of Jitendra. And this time Ansar making sure he gets the batsman out. So Mubashir is out. Girish, the new man, wicketkeeper batsman. Wickets problem है ये. कोई भी लंबा खिलाना. Down leg side. Again being called wide. Is that what umpire just confirming it's the pad, so that's not a wide. Good response spirit by Girish, acknowledging that it had come onto his pads. Turning this towards mid-wicket, 1 run being added, wanting the second, but Asim just walking that run. So 1 run added, score moves on to 72. This is the over that SuperTech were looking for, somebody to get them a wicket and stem the flow of runs. As Asim just playing it down straight, he needs to at least maneuver it for a single. There are a lot of gaps on the leg side, and with the ball turning in, it wouldn't be difficult if you can use your wrist and bring okay, this time getting it towards long on for a single. So 72 for 3 at the end of this over. 2 runs coming off it and a wicket. So change in bowling after Jitendra Odrani had bowled 1 over. They have Deepak Odrani who has come into bowl, the elder brother. Playfit Sports Eagles Cricket Ground is where the Oil and Gas Premier League Season 1 games are being held. As we have an update on the Women's Premier League, which is an historic day in the history of women's cricket. As Deepak bowling this, Asim playing it towards deep covers. They come back for the second. Is that a run out? And yes, it is. A good throw. As another casualty for Cummins Arabia. Asim Kamar being run out. Completing the one and then getting out for the second run. The man Shobraj, the fielder. I have a confirmation whether there was a short run is what one of the fielders is claiming. Asif Said, the new batsman. So the 1 run also was not completed and Asim gets run out in the end. High on the pads, not given. Deepak bowling the slowish off spinners within the stumps. So the this one down leg side. The keeper again fumbling that one. So another dot ball. So now the pressure starting to build on the batsman. The run rate steadily dropping down to 8.47. Required run rate now creeping to 9.77. Another dot ball. Now this is what they need to do, is rush through these overs. Full toss, plays it towards deep mid wicket for a boundary. Pressure released. That is what they were looking for. Asif gets a freebie and sends it towards the deep mid wicket boundary. Score moves on to 76. Late cuts this one to a short third. Is there a chance of another run out? And yes, another one. A misjudgment of run and Girish is run out. So the fielding coming to the fore. So 76 for 5 at the end of 9 overs. The run out previously was Shobraj with Mariappan, and this time Girish run out by Anshul. A direct throw onto the stumps and Girish was short of his crease. So 76 for 5. End of 9 overs as the last over 5 wickets down as Ansar comes in to bowl the 10th over, the last over before the from the commentary box end. As Amit Deshpande completes a single. Asif Saeed took a single. He's on 5 of 6 with one boundary. Amit Deshpande taking strike for the first time. Drives it down towards covers for a single. Score moves on to 78. There's another one missed out there. So Mariappan is not having a good day onto the field. Another chance being missed out there. $78 for 5. Plays it down towards wideish long on. 1 run completed. Fielders come back for the second. Ansar bowls to Asif 80 for 5. Outside edge being found, a single being scored. Score moves on to 81. Last ball of the 10th over before we switch ends. As Amit turns this to a short fine, another good piece of fielding, ensuring that the ball doesn't go towards the boundary. So the end of 10 overs, 82 for 5. That's not going to be a concern. The concern is where they've lost 5 wickets. They need another 104 runs of the remaining 60 balls. Second half of the second innings of the second game is going to start in the next few minutes, and then we have the last league game of the tournament between Dino Dynamos and Petrofac. Welcome back. Deepak Odrani continuing from the Vision grounds end, bowling to Amit Deshpande. And now Deepak would want to return the favour as what Amit had bowled to him. As we'd spoken to Amit earlier at the mid-innings that that was a battle between a battle. A beautiful shot, width on offer, plays it towards covers, man. Shobraj doing the fielding there, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 83. Dabs it down towards, trying to dab it to a third man, probably outside the off stump. Score moves on to 84. Shot, beautiful shot towards covers for another single. Score moves on to 85. This time Asif interested in the run, but not a wise decision given that 5 wickets in down, probably the last of the recognized pairs in terms of batting is batting out in the middle, and they need somebody to come up with those big cuts. This towards gully, going towards Shobraj, the man fielding there from extra covers, brings the ball back into play. Score moves on to 87. We're in the 11th over, and this is the end of the over. 87 for the loss of 5 wickets. Needing another 99 runs of the remaining 54 balls. Ansar has given 8 runs of the 2 overs that he's bowled and got a wicket. Asif Saeed batting 10 of 12. Amit Deshpande batting 4 of 5. Ansar on the ball. Amit wanting a quick single. Denied by his partner Asif. Ansar to Amit. Trying to cut this one. This time a much better take by the keeper. Needs to get a couple of balls into his gloves, and that will give him a bit of confidence. Breaks the stumps and then is rearranging them again for the umpire. The umpires for today's game, Harry and Vinay. Harry, a senior executive at the Bank of Singapore, and Vinay, another senior executive at PFF Fittings, one of the associate sponsors of this tournament. Title sponsors Bluebell Shipping and Sowell. And associate sponsors PFF Fitting, Caltros. And Asco Filtry. We thank them for their support in this tournament and hope that they continue to support this tournament in the future as well. As we're coming towards the last 2 days of this tournament, we have the league games completing today, and then we have the knockouts on the 18th of March. All the 6 teams playing this tournament will go into the knockouts, getting a chance to get some silverware when they Amit on strike. Again, lower edge on to point and a quick single being taken. Score moves on to 88, 11.3 overs complete. Needing another 98 runs of the remaining 51 balls. Cuts this one. Deepak not fielding quite well, so giving away the double there. What could have been just one has resulted in two. Ansar collecting the ball and quickly going up to his run-up, wanting to complete this over as early as possible. They're running really behind time out here. 90. This time foolish ball onto the pads. It's sent down to mid-wicket for a single. Score moves on to 91. Amit plays wanting to play a lap shot, but not to be. So end of the over. 90 for 5. Ansar 3 overs, 12 for the loss of 12 runs and taken 1 wicket. As Deepak Odhrani comes into bowl. .91 for 5, needing another 95 or 48 balls. Amit Deshpande 5 of 9, Asif Saeed 13 of 14. Asif on strike. Another stumping missed. Mariappan not playing down a quick single towards the bowler. Score moves on to 92. With batting 5 of 9, Asif now batting 14 of 16. There's no momentum, is totally lost out here. No boundaries coming and not even able to score 6 runs. As this time plays it in the air towards long off, a catch dropped and another couple runs being added to the total. Semlai running in from long off, trying to hold on to that and missing that one. Again down the ground, plays it down towards long on. Score moves on to 93 for 5. Outside off stump, probably, so no run there. So the good thing for SuperTech here is that Ansar and Deepak have run through their overs as quickly as possible, and minimum runs given. They have made sure that the extras have been curtailed, so the overs are getting completed. This time, trying to late cut that one, too close to the body, so end of the over. You see a change, a batsman retiring himself out. The rules is if you retire yourself out, you cannot come back. So he is retired out. So technically that's a 6th wicket that's gone. Asif Saeed 14 of 18 balls. His partnership was 19 of 24. Ansar giving away 12 runs of his 3 overs. So did Deepak. 1 wicket being taken by Ansar, and Deepak has none to his credit. So 24 runs given in the 6 overs that these two have bowled. Amit on strike. And outer edge running towards the third man boundary. Anshul giving the chase. 2 runs being added. Amit plays it to a short third. Chance of a run out. Not out. A ball being missed there. A chance of another run. So another run conceded. Amit facing Ansar. Backs away, plays it down to point. Gets 1 run. The 100 coming up. Eldo's the new man. Plays it down back to the bowler. Eldos plays it down towards long on. Bruno the fielder there. 1 run completed. Wanting the second. A wild throw in between both the keeper and the bowler. So score moves on to 102. Eldos on strike. Sends it towards short fine for a single. Score moves on to 103. For the loss of 6 wickets. 6 more overs to go and another 83 runs required. Run rate 13.83 as Deepak comes at the ball to Eldos. Drills it down to long off for a single. Semlai the fielder. The ground fielding has been good as the catching which SuperTech will be wary about, and they go into the knockouts. As Amit plays it down towards long on for a single. 1 run completed. Eldos does a quick turnaround. Bruno by the time he comes back and throws it towards the keeper. Another double added. So 105, rather 106 for 6. I mean batting 15 of 15. Run a ball. Is somebody who can anchor the innings, but needs somebody who can plays it high in the air, in between 3 fielders. 1 run completed, wanting the second, but a bit too late to complete that first run, so just limiting to a single. Score moves on to 107. Eldos plays it down towards long on for a single. 1 run more added. Score moves on to 107 for 6. Eldos batting 5 of 5. Amit Deshpande 6 of 6. Deepak Odrani 3.4 over 17 runs, no wickets. Ideally, we would want to complete it with a wicket because that's what gives you satisfaction. Plays it towards covers, 1 run added, wanting to come back for second, but a bit too late, so another run added. Score moves on to 108. Last ball of Deepak's spell, he's given away 18 runs without taking a wicket. Again, beautiful ball, given the conditions that they were bowling in. Well completed, 4 overs, 19 runs. So at the end of 15 overs, 110 for the loss of 6 wickets. 7.33 the current run rate, 15.20, needing another 76 of 30 balls. It's not quite impossible, but given the fact that the wicket is a bit slow on that side, and it's quite difficult to come under the ball and try to score. Ansar and Deepak bowling the 8 overs amongst themselves have given away 39 runs. As we have views of the desert, you see the cars lining up to go towards the, looking at the sunset, which is going to happen in the next few moments, and then you go down to the hospitality area where you're treated to some good music and food, having a taste of the Bedouinian life. As Semlai comes into bowl, no ball and 2 runs added to the total, so goes on 112 and a free hit to start. It's a wide outside off stump, so the free hit continues. Semlai to continue. Is that another wide? Yes, it is. So he's trying to keep it outside the line of the batsman, but erring in keeping it within the wide lines. So 4 runs being added without a ball being bowled, and the free hit continues. Missed by the keeper, and another by added. Most importantly, gives Eldos the strike. So not much of advantage taken. Eldos plays it over point. The man at extra cover doing the fielding, making sure he keeps the ball within the boundary. So boundaries still hard to come by. They need many more of these. They need many more boundaries if they want to chase down this target. Eldos this time plays it high in the air, going towards long on, and Eldos choosing the wrong end to play that stroke, and Bruno holds on to this catch and facing, letting the cameraman know that he is taking this. Hopefully Fahad, the cameraman, has captured that picture. And a little bit of a nod saying that, yes, I have that captured. So the love affair continues with the cameras and the catches. And seventh wicket down, Eldos out. For 8 of 9 balls as Kaisar Amin comes into strike. He's batting in number 9.
हटा दो ना अभी चादर अभी खींची है ये वाली तो मैंने उतार दी है ऊपर वाली की बात कर रहा हूँ वो तो वही उतारेंगे ना हाँ हाँ ओके
As Kaisar Amin comes into strike, he's coming at number 9. Chance of another catch over Gully. Anshul backtracking but not able to catch that one. So 2 more runs added. Kaisar Amin off the mark with that double. Down the ground, over the bowler's head, 1 run completed. Score moves on to 120, 15.5 overs is the last ball of the 16th over coming up. Amit plays it towards point for a single. So 121 at the end of 16 overs. Simlai's over comes to an end. He's given away 9 runs and taken the wicket of Eldos.
डेजर्ट में मारो जरा एक बॉल ज्यादा करा दिया
Correct.
जरा एक डेजर्ट में मारो हाँ हाँ वहाँ मारो ना डेजर्ट डेजर्ट में
64 required of the remaining 4 overs. A difficult task, not impossible, but you need to have those guys who can take on the guys with long levers who can clear the boundary. And given the fact that these Jitendra Udrani comes back to bowl. And by run, chance of a run out, so now the by run conceded. That's not going to hurt SuperTech. You want to finish this and finish this as early as possible. 122 for 7 as Kaisar missing this one. Jitendra has given away 11 runs of the 1.2 overs he's bowled so far. Yes, Jitendra. Bowling outside the off stump. Kaisar dancing down the wicket, but the ball shaping away a bit. The wind is having its effect out here. towards third man. 1 run being completed, wanting the second. .123 for 7, 16.4 overs. This time dropped by Ansar too, so a boundary to Amit. Trying to reverse cup this, lets the ball through, and the ball racing towards the cover boundary. Welcome boundary, but has it come a bit too late and too little to challenge the score by SuperTech. This time cuts it towards third man, the ball racing towards the boundary. So back-to-back boundaries for Amit Deshpande.
only 3 over में referee
131 for 7 at the end of 17 overs. Amit Deshpande 26 of 22 with 2 boundaries. We have Deepak Odrani at the boundary line giving instructions to Anshul, the captain. The third man being brought in. Simlai continues. He's given away 9 runs. So the Jitendra Odrani 2 overs 20 runs. This time Kaisar Amin plays it towards wide of long off. Jitendra, a fielder there. Only 1 run being taken. 1 run of the first ball. So 132 for 7. Needing another 54 of the remaining 17 balls as bowls another wide. So 133. This time Amit plays a lofted shot towards long on. 1 run added, wanting the second, and a miss. Kaisar Amin diving inside the crease at the last minute. So 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 135. As we see cars in the sand dunes racing up, and we see another couple of runs as Amit Deshpande runs in and completes the second. These sand cars specifically designed for the sand dunes, and giving a bit of thrill and excitement to you as the match is coming to a close, as Amit this time accesses the square leg fence and the ball going towards his dugout. A late bit of flourish from Amit, trying to see that if he can propel the score to the target that they are trying his best. He's got 34 of 25 with 3 boundaries. Unfortunate for him, he didn't have anybody who was ready to stick around with him as another dot ball. 141 for 7, 1.5 was 19 runs, 1 wicket given by Semlai. Current run rate of 7.91, required run rate jumping to 20.77 as this time he loses his wicket after a well-made 34 of 26. 141 for 8 at the end of 18 overs, as Amit Deshpande is the latest batsman to be out, as Ali comes in to bat at number 10. Syed Ali Raza is the new man. He is going to be at non-striker then. As Jitendra Odrani comes into bowl the penultimate over of the innings. He is bowling the 19th over. As Kesa plays it towards wide of long off for a single. Syed Ali, the batsman, on strike. The healthy figure, but quite healthy in his spirit. He said that he is expecting the middle order to complete the chase. But it's come down to him where he has to score a few lusty blows in the last 11 balls of the innings as Jitendra bowled to him. Plays it towards short square, chance of a run out, a miss again, and could result in overthrows. One more overthrow to the total. Chance of a second overthrow, not to be. Starts off his account with 2 runs of the first ball. Score moves on to 144. Needing another 42 balls of the remaining 42 runs of the remaining 10 balls. Short ball, plays it high in the air towards long on for a single. 41 required of the remaining 9 balls. Full toss, plays it towards long on again, another single. These are the deliveries that you need to capitalize on when you're going to have a tight game in the knockouts. You need to send these crashing over the fence or into the fence. Can't rely on only having a single. 146 for 8. Remaining 8 balls in the game. As Ali plays it towards short square. Chance of a run out at the bowler's end. Is that run out? And yes, it is. As another run out. The third run out of the innings. 9th wicket to fall. The last man walks in. It's the conclusion of this second game of the day. We will have the last game of the league games between DNO Dynamos and Petrofac. It's no brainer that this is going to be a cracker of a contest between these teams. As we'll update soon on the toss as Kaisar Amin comes down the wicket, tries to play this, and Mariappan fields this. So the end of Jitendra Odrani's spell for tonight. He's got 3 overs, 25 runs for no wicket. As the last over of the innings comes up, Sam Baby, the batsman. As we have a quick update on the first match of the Women's Premier League happening in the D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai, India. Gujarat Giants won the toss and elected to bowl first. Have invited Mumbai Indians women to take first strike. As we see the sunset on our screen, as the sun setting on this game as well. As the last over coming up, last wicket in hand. Kaisa Sam Baby collecting a single of the first ball. 39 runs. 39 required of the remaining 5 balls. And Anshul bowling that one. Kaisar Amin banging it into his shoe. So the remaining 4 balls of the game. .147 for 9. It's a good ball. Bowling it slightly away from the batsman. So another dot delivery. So 3 remaining balls in the over and the game. A miss ball going down towards fine leg boundary for 4 byes. So 150. 151 is what the score is in 19.4. There's 4 byes added to the total. 27 extras in the innings. Kaisar finding one through the middle of the bat. Ball going towards the extra cover boundary. Score moves on to 155. So another 31 runs required of the last ball of the game. It remains to see as to how much Cummins Arabia end up with. They going to finish the quota of 20 overs. 155 for 9. In the air, man at long off coming down over his head for a maximum. So that late bit of flourish coming in the last over, a bit too late. So they finished the innings at 161. So a 24-run victory for SuperTech, beating the undefeated team in the tournament so far. As we have the presentations coming up, Anshul Srivastava being declared as the man of the match. Anshul! Anshul! You are the man of the match. Deepak? Deepak? No, you are the man of the match. तुम्हारे कप्तान को आ जाओ, आसिम को बुला लो.
मेरे तो चार मिस हो गए.
You actually did a good piece.
For my bowling, I need good. Front way or? I don't know next match.
आप एक NOC दे दीजिए. He temporarily he is employed for SuperTech for 10 days.
अमित, आसिम को बुला लो, आप भी आ जाओ.
Hey, just hold this, sir. Very good. We gave some fight at least. Just stand here once, I'll take one picture. Up here, Joe.
फ्रेम में है? Okay. Welcome back to the presentations. 24-run victory for SuperTech. Finally, Cummins Arabia have lost one league game. We'll quickly talk to Amit and Deepak. A bit of banter. I spoke to Amit at the mid-innings that there was a bit of banter between two as to who's going to come up. Both of you, I guess at the end of it can say we were on par with each other, Deepak. You didn't give away a wicket to each other, but didn't score a boundary of each other.
I think our team played very good. We had a good match today. I think we started off very well with a score opportunity of 200, but we came very close to 185. So we were 15 runs short. I think our bowlers gave a good fight, and I think the other team also, Cummins, I think played very well, and it was a good win for us today to see where we are, and hopefully we might get through. Depends on the next match. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And quickly talk to Asim. You spoke at the toss that 150 is what you would want to restrict them. That must be the difference. Those 30 odd runs, which in the end decided the winner and the loser of this game.
Yeah, correct. I think 185 was a bit higher score, and they played very well in the first 6-8 overs. We were not able to control them, and I think we just wanted to chase this time in this tournament, and we did our effort. But I think overall, SuperTech has played very well.
Probably you would say you got the lady luck on your side. The bad luck game goes away, and then you come back strong into the finals.
Yeah, we are looking forward for the finals, and this was a good match. We tried to chase, and we did some experiments. Some of them went well, some of them did not go well, but I think we are looking forward for the final.
Anyway, thank you, and all the best for the finals. As we have the man of the match, Anshul will be getting the trophy, and the check from his boss Deepak and Amit together. They will be doing the honors together to Anshul, the man of the match and the captain for today. Thank you. Quickly have a word with Anshul. Anshul, a lot of boxes ticked in this game.
Yes, very happy with the team's performance actually. We are actually a strong bowling unit to begin with. Actually, if you see our entire performance in the entire tournament, we have been a very strong bowling lineup. We have been, you can say with batting, we have been struggling, but we are not able to get a right opening pair and a middle order pair. But at the end of the day, finally we got a good pair, and we are not able to make it to the finals. I think we are just waiting one match for Petrofac and DNO to get the results, but still, I think we have finally, found a rhythm. Fingers are still crossed, yeah. But yeah, we're still waiting for the results. But we are happy with where we are currently at.
Talk us through this moment where before you started your second over, you had bowled a good over, 2 catches dropped off it. Bruno comes in and goes in for an expensive over. As a captain, what was going through your mind at that moment? Because for a moment it looked that you suddenly started looking jaded, but you came back and bowled a very strong over for your team.
Yes, Bruno is naturally an in-swinging bowler. So, with the wind, it was going way away for him. We were just telling him, because we kept the ball shine at one end. We kept on saying, just try to keep the ball shine on the other end. Try to use the heavier side of the ball away. But he was not able to control, and that, whenever he was trying to release the ball, it was way flying out the leg. So he tried to move from the around stump and bowl and try to get back the rhythm, and he came back, but we gave a lot of extras through that, and they were able to make a quick 40 in that power play session.
And is that area of concern which you will be talking when you come back for the knockout game, the extras where those can be stopped, and the keeping should pick itself up when you come into the knockout game?
Extra has always been a concern throughout the tournament. We have been working actually. It has been working in patches. Keeping has always been a concern. We have a regular JC who was not available for this match. I believe may be available for next match. So keeping is not the concern, but yeah, extras is something we'll be working on the next matches.
Congratulations, good performance today and a good win, and you wait for the game between DNO Dynamos and Petrofac, which is going to happen in the next few minutes. A good win for SuperTech, 24 runs win, giving Cummins Arabia their first defeat of the tournament. We'll have live action and toss coming for the last game of the league game in the next few minutes. Thank you.